Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sophisticated Ignorance. I am Naima Simone.
I am Steven, and we have the lovely ladies from the Unfinished Business podcast.
Hey.
Introduce yourselves.
I'm LaJonel. I'm Victoria. Hey, this is Shari.
Yeah, nice voices.
That's rehearsed. I just want you to it took us a very long
Even
time.
practicing.
This is 2 years and this is not overnight.
Do that again. Victoria, can you give me a little more energy there?
I'm sorry. I like, perfection.
I like this. Like a little singing group.
And we
Yes,
look like a girl
today
group.
too.
Yeah, and y'all fit perfectly in the chair.
Right. That's what I told you. We usually, this is,
This is how we set up.
Professionals, I like that. So, we have made the post on Instagram, anybody want to collab, they can hit us up, and you guys, hit us up. So, I was thinking about, what concept for the show to create, and I was thinking, especially in this day and age, a lot of the people that get a lot of attention are, the IG models, the Amber Roses of the world, and things of that nature. And I know y'all like to let it be known that y'all all went to Temple, y'all all career-driven women.
You motherfuckers.
Y'all all, college-educated, 9-to-5 women. So it's those aren't the voices that you tend to hear a lot. They tend to get overshadowed. So I kind of wanted to structure a show where it's we really get to hear y'all perspective. Because a lot of us, the people that tend to get, put on a pedestal are the entrepreneurs, the chicks that's working in the bars and strip clubs, and it's okay, that's cool, but it's there's a whole other world of women that don't partake in that shit, that, their voices don't get to be heard. So it's alright, I definitely got to do a show structured on that. So, before we actually get into, why y'all started y'all show, the first thing I wanted to ask was, if you had to describe, the black woman to somebody that's not black, what would you say? I came with the haymaker.
And they all turn their head the same way. Now I know what people say when they ask me, my sister, y'all answer at the same time? Yeah, I get it. I see it now.
How would you describe a black woman to someone who's not?
A black woman or the black woman?
Hey,
See?
I asked the question here.
But that's a good question, though, when you think about it.
Okay, so break down the
The black woman. There's so many different layers and parts to that.
For sure.
Okay.
Let's everybody give 3. Your top 3. If we had top of your head.
Characteristics.
Top of your head. Don't even matter what it is. Blurt it out.
Tori's on go.
Okay, I was ready.
Just blurt it out.
All right,
girl.
so loyalty, agelessness, loyalty, agelessness, and sophisticated ratchet.
That's cute. That's
I like
cute.
that.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that. Go.
I'm thinking bold, resilient, I don't know how to put this in one word, but
You can make it a full sentence.
Yeah.
Use a period.
effortlessly stylish.
Gotcha. Roger that. Copy.
Roger that.
All right, it's my turn. All right. So one of the first things that popped in my head is always moisturize. Always moisturize. Oh my God, what was my second one? My second one was unapologetic, and
all the time.
just you just look like you're always glowing, just like you're always floating, just like Blah said, effortless.
The black woman is dynamic.
Yeah.
One of a kind.
Absolutely.
Unmatched.
Unmatched. You can't put us in like how this conversation is unfolding. There's not one word that can describe the black woman. It's so amazing. There's so much to us. Why would you not want a black woman? Hello.
The black woman is a mood. It's a vibe. It's a
lifestyle.
fucking movement. It's everything. We embody it all.
Legit though, literally and figuratively.
It all.
Like, if you really want to be truthful about it, the black woman is the universe. Like, infinitesimal. And, you know, like, in essence, that
I
you're
only
just
have
like...
an associate's degree.
Man, listen.
And it's Sunday too. I'm not trying to think that hard. Spell that.
Oh, don't put Naeem on the spot like that.
He was really asking me. You see, I ignored him. Turn right this way. No, I ain't got time.
So I guess if you could briefly describe like what do y'all do, because again all of y'all work 9 to 5. So what do y'all do professionally outside of the podcast?
So I'm an executive assistant for a nonprofit in Philly, and I also should I get into other than the podcast? What else I do?
Anything, whatever you're passionate about.
Right. So podcast/radio is another passion of mine. So I'm a co-host on a show in Philly called The Cave Show, and then Unfinished Business is like my life. Partly because these are like my best friends too. So, you know.
Makes sense.
Well, I've been in education all of my adult life. I was a teacher for 8 years. And now I'm like the equivalent. I'm like an assistant principal.
Nice.
So what I do, I work in public health, so I've been working in school health, so basically putting programs in schools, sexual health, mental health, reproductive health, adolescent health, that's what I do. And on the side, I do the podcast, and I also have a website called My Concert Fan Pack, go to it, where I document different concerts I go to and list concerts in the New York, Philly, and DC area.
So what made you start the podcast?
We like to talk shit. And no, but that's really what it is. So how I always explain it is we have a group chat on WhatsApp, and we always talk about random things that we find, like whether it's a news article or something going on that week, and it always gets really in depth. Sometimes it gets a little fierce and a little, you know.
Not sometimes, all the time. Niggas is leaving the chat. Nobody wants to respond. That's real. Like, you know, somebody asks a question, you're like, yo, I'm fucking out of here.
And when people are around us, they're always like, yo, you guys need a show. Like, the way y'all interact is just crazy. So, LaJonel, our boss lady over there, she put us to task. She put together the podcast, and somebody want to take it from us?
Well, yeah, so, I mean, Shari just pretty much covered that. Like, when people meet us, and there are 2 others to this group that we like to call MBS. So, MBS stands for North Broad Street. We went to Temple University. Temple is on North Broad Street. So, if anyone knows, in Philly. So, the 5 of us, shout out to Sharice and Sade, who are in Atlanta. They're also part of this. We just have this really unbreakable bond of a friendship, and now it's a sisterhood. So what started at Temple, this is like 13 plus years in the making, and we do a lot of things together. We celebrate a lot of different events, and we're just in each other's lives. And when people meet us, like Shari said, there's just something about us that people gravitate to, and they enjoy our conversations. And you know, we bring up a lot of different types of questions that aren't necessarily that people think about. But what I was thinking was, we need to pretty much leverage these crazy ass conversations that we have to the rest of the world. And not only that, but just show people what it means to have girlfriends and the importance of having friends. And especially in a day today where people don't, well, I think now it's coming back to the surface with Black Girl Magic and you know, that movement. But you know, you hear a lot of girls or women talk about, and in the past they've talked about women not being, you know, I don't have a lot of girlfriends and I only like hanging out with girls. And it's like, how do you not feel the need to have girlfriends? Like, you know, so leveraging these conversations and then just showing people, you know, what it means to have good friends in your life and the value in that is important. So I hope that's what people are getting from our show. And again, we bicker and we fight but we have these crazy ass conversations that, so like, yeah, we're friends, but we also have very different perspectives. So it's like, don't get it fucked up. Like, we're very different. And I think that's what makes the show and our friendship what it is because of our differences. We're very similar, but we are very different. So, yeah.
So, speaking on that, y'all all went to Temple. So, can y'all individually describe, like, how did y'all time in Temple shape y'all individually? Because you all went to Temple, so y'all all probably have different perspectives on going to school.
I think for me, being at Temple, just because Temple we had a large black, like, community. Well, it wasn't even large.
HBCU. That's the funny part. It's not though. Like,
it's not. It wasn't large at all, but we felt like it was large because we all hung out together. Like, we were all always together. We all always took over whatever area we were at. So for me, it drove home the importance of having just black people around you and loving them. Like, I feel like we are just one example of what the Temple community is. Like, we love each other. Whenever we see each other, it's like, yeah, like, it's like seeing your cousins, like seeing your family. So I think that's one thing that, like, Temple drove home to me.
It's just a family.
for sure, yeah.
A sense of strong independence tied to intelligence, because Temple, I love Temple looking back, but Temple will put you through it when it comes to like registering for classes, trying to find housing, financial aid.
Flashbacks.
Temple's like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out, nigga. You like, you scrambling.
Temple made for real.
Temple made for real, and it's like a time before like we were there before like the major transition was happening, when North Philly was fighting back a lot of the things that Temple was trying to do in terms of property and gentrification. And so I don't want to say we were the last class of the real ones, because that's
No, you can say it. You can say
I
it.
think we could say that though.
You can say it.
I think that's fair to say.
But I really do think that there was a different type of black that went to Temple between 04 and 08. Really in terms of just like the hustle, the grind, the perspective, what you want to do. I think it echoes the idea of like being dynamic. People that graduated at Temple at that time, like they're doing like crazy things. So I'm really proud of them. But I personally learned to be less uptight. I was very uptight person. I came in with the headscarves and the long, like Afrocentric, old school Afrocentric, going from like 04 neo soul to no, nothing's wrong with it. I mean, now it's in vogue.
I got you.
But
okay.
it was but people used to look at me like I was crazy on Temple's campus. I started a lot of arguments.
And she still does.
like something's changed.
No,
Right.
I'm totally different.
Don't be
lying.
If you listen to my podcast, you already know. I have someone who listens to the podcast, and they're like, when I hear that voice, I already know some shit is about to go down. I'm like,
exactly.
yeah.
Don't be,
She gave the crazy eyes.
don't be deceived by the face. Don't let the face fool you.
Very pleasant.
You're okay. Sometimes. I have to echo what Shari and Tori said about the Temple has produced a lot of, and we are results of that as well. We are products of that as well. I love Temple. You know, some people look back on their college experience and they like hate it. I loved my college experience. And I came from a predominantly white boarding school, like high school, prep school. Coming to this community of black people was just very, although I grew up around black people, but being in it in this
a different
type
way.
of environment was very different. And it you know, there was a lot of growth that took place that took part in that. And you know, like Shari said, as far as the family, the familial aspects of it, that I really cherish and value the relationships that were formed during that time, the experiences that came from that.
So, what do you think are the biggest misconceptions of a career-driven, college-educated woman? Black woman, specifically. Uh-oh.
You know what I want to get into? Basic intellectuals.
Oh, we can do that.
That's
We
what
can
I
do
wanna
all
get
that.
all day, all
We
day.
can do all
Basic
that.
intellectuals.
Misconception.
That were uptight.
Yeah.
That were only. We actually talked about this in one of our episodes. I think this kind of plays into what it means to get older, and like we like to party. You know, we're slowly but surely learning that our limits are there. Our bodies can't
Our bodies
do
can't
what
hang.
they used to do or be able to tolerate.
Events tonight, and I'm like, yes.
Right.
Well, somebody else.
Right. So I think, there's this misconception that like we only want to just develop our careers, or we have like these very linear ideas of how we want to evolve. And that's not the case. You know, we want families, we want to have long-lasting relationships, but at the same time, we, in addition to developing our careers, we like I said, we like to have a good time. We like to listen to different types of music. We like to have different types of conversations with different types of people. I know it sounds redundant, but I just think that people think that career-driven women are supposed to dress a certain way and carry themselves a certain type of way, and we have a young jovial perspective, I think, on life that makes us stand out as well. And I think that's necessary as you continue to grow older to understand that. And I think I think we see it with women in their 40s and their 50s and how they're living their best life. Now I'm starting to understand, like, when older women say like I don't want to be 20 or 30 ever again. Like, I love how my life is unfolding. And I'm like, and in my 20s, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is it, But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to understand, like, this is, like, there's so much more to look forward to, and, like, the wisdom that I'm totally going off topic, but the wisdom that you begin to acquire and to hold based on all the different types of crazy ass experiences that are yet to come. That's exciting to me. I totally went left field with that, but yeah. So
misconceptions. I know misconceptions. I think bougie is the biggest one. But then even people understanding what bougie actually means, right? So I think like when people like bougie, it's like, oh, you want to go to a particular restaurant, or you want a certain experience. You want to go to the museum, and those things are true. But there's a plethora of things that I want to experience as well outside of that. I think. What would be another misconception?
maybe I'm thinking in terms of dating.
He's like, no, we're going to get
there.
there.
I'm sorry. I want to jump ahead.
Take it easy.
Yeah, there's I think uptight is a big one. I think the types of things people think you want to talk about is a major one. It's like, so about Trump, right?
And we're like, no, I don't want
like,
to
actually, I don't want to
that.
talk about Trump
Right.
at all. I don't even watch the news.
Right.
You don't watch the news?
No.
No, I don't watch the news.
Or even the type of news that you follow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a big one. So don't talk to me about Trump. I don't want to say don't talk to me about certain hashtags, but that's for another day. I'm not trying to put anybody out there. I'm just going to let,
Trying to be nice today.
I'm being nice today.
Be yourself, girls. Put it all out there.
I think I would echo my co-host here. I think the uptight one is a real big one, or I think it more so like what you should be doing or what you should be thinking about right now. And I more so think about like my parents or like my cousins or even like people you interact with. They're like, oh, so you're not thinking about this? And I'm like, no, I'm having a good time right now. I finally have the money to do what I said I wanted to do. So I'm a wild out. Like, leave me alone. Let me feel
like
myself.
the home ownership is a big one. I'm doing it on the home. Is your portfolio diversified? Yeah, into one account. Direct deposit.
And I got to diversify how I spend that
Yes.
shit.
Chipotle.
No.
I just realized.
No.
Okay, this is a side, but I see why they ask you about the extra guac.
Why?
So, I lose my cards all the time.
She's mad irresponsible.
I refuse
y'all.
to replace them. So
Speaking of
I
misconceptions.
maneuver on Apple Pay. That's it. That's my life. When Chipotle couldn't do Apple Pay, so I'm like, oh my God, I have to do it online. Guac is $2.10 extra.
My nigga, you didn't
Yeah.
know that?
Guac is
No.
extra.
That's why
Yes.
they say they ask you.
They ask
They
you.
let
See,
us
I
know.
always
So
thought
why
it
they
was
charge you so much for
disrespectful.
the guac?
Exactly. I
It's
thought it
because
was an extra 50 cents.
No, that's
That's-
why they make it a point to ask. Like, you're aware that this is going to cost you a couple
Why don't
extra
they
dollars.
say that is an extra $2.20?
No, I
Because
think
then
they
you're not
actually
gonna
try to
get
get
it.
you. I think what
Y'all,
it is they try to get you.
Hashtag stay woke. They charge you $2.10 for guac out here. It's not regular stuff. Don't feel embarrassed
But
to
I
say
didn't know
no.
it was like $2. I think it was like an extra
Oh, I
dollar.
know.
That's what I was like.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
all right, it's an extra 50 cents. I'm like,
No.
don't ask me about
But
some
then
extra
I'm the one
guac.
who don't really pay attention to like when shit get ringed up
I
anyway.
feel
I'd be
you.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then later on, I'm like, fucking stupid.
Right.
Pay for it.
I feel you.
That's what I'm
I feel
like,
you.
yo, they should say, oh, guac's an extra 210. Then I'd be like, I'm not
But that's why they're not going
Yeah.
to.
They're not gonna do that. They're trying to get you.
That's why
what
I
I'm
said
saying.
stay woke, y'all. Y'all learn something today.
Pay attention.
So you was about to jump into dating, so I was gonna ask, do you feel like there's a disconnect between like men that date women who are more of, you know, the entrepreneur lifestyle, the chicks that work in the clubs, in comparison to the men that date?
stand these
Wait, can we just pause for a second? Why are the entrepreneurs lumped in with the club girls?
First of all, they
Because
all the same. So, my bun coming out.
because
Don't get me
There
started on
are
that. Y'all know how I
dudes-
feel about that.
there are dudes that don't equate like a woman who works a 9 to 5 as a grind. Like, it's a
That's
grind.
you're
Absolutely.
true. That's
Yeah.
people in
That's
general.
absolutely
That's
true.
people in general.
That's
Yeah,
true. You're
it's
right.
reached the
It's
point-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you fucking serious?
No,
Yeah,
yes,
it's true.
100%
It's very
serious.
true. I need a boss chick.
Yeah.
She gotta
Yes.
have 5 businesses.
Yeah.
You're like, but I do a lot. I put a lot of time and effort
Right,
into my
into
9
my
to
work.
5.
It's
Yeah.
literally-
Everybody got to have a boutique.
Right.
Everybody
It's
got to have their
literally-
own makeup
It's
line.
literally reached the point where if you have a job, like, you're frowned upon for having
Right,
a job.
right. If you don't have
Exactly.
3, 4 jobs, it's like, what are you doing with
Right.
your life? I'm like, I'm
Right.
relaxing. Thank
Or
you.
3 to 4 like jobs of your own. 'Cause I
Right.
know you guys are freelancers, right?
I have a job.
Yeah, I have a
And,
job.
and then I
I'm
have
freelance.
Yeah.
a makeup business with my sister.
Right. So
Mhm.
it's like
Yeah.
people look like if you don't have, like maybe I have my day job and then I have like a part-time job.
Right.
People are frowning upon that as well.
Right.
Mhm.
I gotta have mad shit going on.
Yeah.
I got time. I'm tired now. I just
Exactly.
told my job
I
I'm
am
only
tired.
working 3 days.
Exactly.
Like,
And let me tell you
stop.
something.
Yeah.
That no sleep shit is overrated.
It's
It's
overrated.
trash.
Who you
It's
telling?
overrated.
It's
Go to bed.
Right. Go to sleep.
Go to bed.
Go to
no, for
sleep.
real. Go to bed.
And if you aren't making any money, go and get a job, please.
Please go get a job.
Go get a
Yes, you
job.
gotta
You've
get-
been working
gotta
at
have a
this
job.
business for about 10 years,
That's
sir.
why I try to explain to people when they ask me about what I do. I have a regular job, and then I have a business with my sister. You know what I'm saying? But that business can't flourish unless I have a fucking job.
Right.
Mhm.
And people just think that, you know, when they see me, oh, so you getting this money? I still work.
Right.
Like, I still work.
Right,
When I
right.
get to that point to where I could be like, I'm good. I got my own shit going on, fine. But I know what it's like to work. I know what it's like to have to go to school full time and leave that job, and then leave school and go to your other job. And then on the weekends, you got to freelance here. You traveling there. The shit is hard.
Yeah.
I'm at a
And
point
it's
where
time
it's
consuming.
tiring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't want to do that. I have a
Yeah.
nice little job, nice little 9 to 5. Sometimes it's 10 hours, but whatever.
Right.
And then I freelance with my sister. We make extra money over there. It's good money on both ends, but I'm
Right.
not going to run myself raggedy. And half these IG models and shit, I'm not going to attach entrepreneur to them at all. 'Cause I don't feel like the motherfuckers is working.
You know, can we talk about securing the bag?
Oh,
Let me. Well, actually, no. Before we get into secure the bag, because this kind of ties into what we see on Instagram as far as like people just have this. I'm just trying to figure out what everyone's
People like to
purpose.
equate,
Like, what do
they
they want to?
equate followers to success,
Right, yeah.
That's
which
true.
makes no fucking sense at all.
But what I want to get into as far as your first question about
Yes,
the
dating.
guys and dating, I'm questioning the guys who have these expectations. So it's not so much about what, because you know we're good on what we do. We know what we have our goals.
Right.
You know, we're doing other things on the side. I'm questioning the guys who have these expectations and what's up with you? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
These niggas is bums.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Or you're just doing the same thing.
You're
My
doing
thing is
the
like
same
you're doing the
thing.
exact same thing,
Mm-hmm.
Turn her mic
or
up.
you're
Turn the mic up.
if you're
All
not
the way
doing. It's like, I guess if I don't know. Are these drug dealers talking like this?
That's what-
what
yeah,
like,
that's
These
what I
don't sell
think.
drugs
They don't
anymore.
sell drugs no more. They
scamming.
swiping.
Yeah, they
scamming.
swiping. Yeah, they scamming now. Yeah, and
So
they wanna
who
they
are
wanna
these
boss
like,
shit.
they need to show themselves. That's
Right.
my beef. Like, don't come at me unless I'm a complete bum. And most
Right.
women, going back to the whole black women thing, most black women are not
Not
bums.
Not bums. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, there's this crazy misconception out there that black women don't go hard for their men or whatever. They don't do enough. And it's like, we do mad shit.
The fucking most.
I think we're one of the hardest working.
We are the
Group
hardest
of
women.
women
We are.
on
It's
the
proven.
earth.
Period.
Statistically proven.
We work the most hours
Yep.
with the least amount of pay, with needing the most amount of education to make
Yeah.
that happen. I mean, black women are the most educated group
Educated.
in the United States.
That's a fact.
So snap up to that.
Yes, Vic.
Hashtag facts. Okay. So we not bums out here.
Right.
At
What do you?
all.
First of all, I think people don't understand how much work certain things take, and so they take for granted what happens in the day to day.
Mhm.
You ask
I
my
agree with
friends
you.
or people that know me, education is a wrap. Education is 14-hour days, easy. Then you come home and it's still more work, and you're still
And she gotta
contacting
shoot
parents,
unfinished business.
and it's just mad stuff going on. No, I've come back from like a back to school night and like rushing to get onto the mic. And the thing is, I feel like niggas think that's sexy, like being tired,
Being tired,
being
that's sexy.
overworked.
It's not.
But the thing is, but now the expectation is so crazy that is like,
Right.
you supposed to do all this stuff, no sleep, 3 a.m. with a full face of makeup on, with your waist snatched up, and your butt, the side is bulbous and 18,000
Y'all should see her
times
face right now.
larger
see
than
it.
This
Yeah.
is camera.
But I'm just like, then it's like squats. Then it's like squats, girl, after you had the surgery.
Right.
So don't even talk to me about getting your body right and
Tummy tea.
fitness.
Right.
It's a lot going on.
It is.
It's like, so you want me to do all that, get no sleep, have a Louis bag, do all that on my own, not ask you for no money.
But they give you money.
Oh,
Cause you
Yes!
Turn our mic on it.
It's time. It's about to get real.
I don't think
Yo,
that's
we
why I
gotta-
don't pay for no
out
class.
here.
We all pointed
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Girl group for real. Turn the mic all the way down.
Because that's what it is. We're also expected. Y'all know those memes out there. We always talk about this one meme where it's like New Year and you got this woman going up the steps.
Oh, I
And
always
she's
see that
carrying a
one.
bag with her kids, her baby father, her husband, her work, her side business, and she's carrying it. And I'm like, get you some help. Somebody needs to help you carry that fucking bag. Why are you carrying your man too? What the fuck is he doing? Like, I'm not
Watching
supposed to
her.
carry nobody on my back. I'm very sorry.
At all.
I'm supposed to carry myself first. Right? And find somebody who can match my flight and carry themselves too. I'm not supposed to be, what the fuck, helping you while you work on your music business for about 10, 15 years. Nah. You gotta get up and get a job, homie.
Your SoundCloud is
You
trash.
You can't. Exactly.
SoundCloud
You're not
is
making no
trash.
money on that. Go get you a job. You can work on your music on the side. I support that
No, just
very
stop.
much.
Don't do it.
No, I support creative outlets. I do. So I
don't. I'm
understand
sorry.
it.
You said you know?
I don't want to hear your bars.
He's a liar. Don't listen.
Oh.
Don't
Listen.
pay him
Okay.
no mind.
What? Y'all noticed
Really?
that?
Yeah.
I put my hand up. I didn't get a.
What?
I put my hand
Oh,
up.
she wanna high five.
I didn't know what was going on.
I
Like,
see.
Nobody
Were
understands.
you expecting that from us or from, I don't
My
know.
bad. Nah, because I asked that because it was like, because a lot of the chicks that, you know, I'm in a whole bunch of like DMs with male friends, and you'll get random, even my female friends will send me like random attractive females, and they're all in the same sort of box. Like they all have mad followers, don't really know what they do if they have a 9 to 5 and shit like that. Like me, I'm taking it with a grain of salt, because like, oh, she's pretty, but there are dudes out there that's like, that's what they glorify. So whatever they see on their phone, in real life, that's who they're trying to pursue as well. So then you have like this whole group of women that actually went to school, actually work a real job. It's like they don't get the same level of attention or respect that the other girls do. So that's the only reason why I asked that question.
And then niggas want you to be smart too,
Right.
quote unquote. And it's like you can't even give
But
me a
he's dumb.
decent conversation.
You can't
So
be
you
smarter
want
than
that,
me,
and
though.
I don't think you can get that from. Let me not say that those women aren't smart. I don't even want to assume they're intellectual, whatever. I don't want to do that. But it's like y'all want to have all of this, but what can you bring to the table? Have y'all seen that meme? It's like the table that niggas want you to bring.
And the table is broken.
And it's fucked up. The picnic table. It's fucked up. This is everything that the how's it go? I'm gonna find it.
I haven't seen it. But this also, we talk about this on the show too. This also goes to people not really knowing what they want. Because those men who want those women,
They don't even know themselves.
Right. They don't even know if that is that truly what you want. Like, think about it. Like, these women that you glorify, yeah, all your friends want them and everybody.
I'm sorry. The table that men want you to bring something to. The fucked up picnic
It's a
table.
fucked up table. Because you don't
Fucking
even know what it
sledgehammer to
is
finish
that you're
the job.
looking for.
Right.
And those women are putting themselves into a box because that's what's hot right now. So everybody's just doing what's hot right now. And in about 10 years, something else is going to be hot.
I give
Shit
it
is
5.
so
You know
whack,
what I mean?
though.
So that's why for
corny.
us, it's kind of like, well, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do out here because I can't, like, it's too much.
Shit is exhausting.
It is exhausting. So I'd rather be
There's too much
exhausted for myself.
attention
Yeah.
on what women should and should not do.
Right.
And it's like, can you please turn
And then all the people
the
that's
camera
making these
back
claims
onto
are
you?
actual men and not actually women.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But it's like, just take a like in music, you know, in films, TV, like I said earlier, things are getting better in terms of representation on behind, you know, the scenes and in front of the camera, literally and figuratively. But it's like, if I hear another song from a man talking about what I need to do to do
Right.
better, girl, why you crying? I don't want to hear none of that shit. Sing that shit to your own friends. Don't sing that shit to me. Ask your friends, like, what's up with you?
Yeah, get them.
I think men need therapists, psychotherapists.
We
Sure
all
do.
Don't ask me, don't tell me what to do with my life because I pretty much kind of got it together. You, on the other hand, and you need some help, and
He's a
nothing's
Mr.
wrong with
Krabs
that.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with that. I was watching Scarface last night, and so the woman.
Are we gonna talk about drugs right now?
Wait, no, listen though. But the woman, the lead woman, I don't know her name.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
You know, I was trying to figure out if that was her.
Mhm.
Let me just say, this is the first time that I've seen Scarface.
I was about to ask.
I've never seen Scarface before.
Okay.
Don't feel
That's it,
bad.
but
I've used to
anyway.
just caught up with that and Godfather.
Right.
Don't feel bad.
So she was coming at him, Al Pacino, right? That's Al Pacino, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was coming at him. She was like, "You're boring. You don't do anything. All you talk about is money." And I was like, "Right." That's
That
the
shit is
thing. It's
really
like, what
boring.
are your interests? What do black men like to do? What do you like to do, Steven?
Besides sports.
And look at women on Instagram.
Hey,
And DM them to your
don't
friends.
judge me right
No,
now.
I'm not
I
judging
brought
you.
y'all on the show.
I'm asking the ubiquitous you. Yeah.
I mean, dudes are into different things. The issue is that men fail to communicate. Like, they don't communicate with their peers, they don't communicate with their partner. So then it's like this fucking game of cat and mouse.
That is so strange. to
And
me.
it's fucking idiotic. So instead of communicating like with this person, like who I am, or if I may have an issue, they'll more times than not just step outside the relationship because this other person may show them something that they're actually interested in. But your original partner may have the same interest, but you never explained that to them. So I don't.
I think that's an
Niggas just
overall
dumb.
issue. I think I always talk about this. I always say 95% of people are in fake relationships. I'm like, nobody knows anybody. Nobody's talking to anybody. Nobody knows. Everybody just wants to look nice. You want to look nice and you want to have
And
relationship
a lot of times
goals,
people
but
don't
you have,
actually date people for themselves. They date it
Right.
for their partner, for
For the look.
family, or social media.
It's for the look. It's because right now at this age, like this goes back to what I talked before. Right now at this age, we all should be, you know, with somebody. My mom asks me every day, "Are you dating anybody?" No, mother, I'm not. I'm by myself. Because we're expected to be a certain way, and certain people get into these fucked up ass relationships and stick it out because we're all scared to be alone. And it's okay to be scared to be alone. But we gotta figure out what we want first. We can't just keep
And
running
the
around.
crazy thing is, a lot of our parents are in that generation where they kind of like ended up stuck with that person
Right.
and learned to love them after. Not
That's
actually
what it
love
is,
them.
and that's what relationship goals is. People don't understand what it takes to get relationship goals. People don't understand that I stuck out with this man while he had 2 babies on me, and we had to go through this, that, and the third, and now, 30 years later, we looking nice.
Right.
Like, you have no idea what this shit took.
Yeah, exactly. But Steven, I think Sherry's point goes back to your question about the misconception on career women, and that wow, I just lost my thought.
That's happening all the time.
That was true all the time, and I just looked at Steven like.
I thought she was really going off. I was like, yeah. And I just lost it.
Wow, it'll come back.
So I already know the answer to this, so I guess y'all could have just explained like the battle of it. But the question was, has anyone ever told y'all that y'all are too strong? Like,
Oh yes.
Too strong, too
Hello?
independent.
Too strong.
I don't get too strong. I get that, and this is a problem that I really do have, so I don't have a problem. I'm too combative. I fight for no reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be fooled by this one.
So
over
it is a
here.
problem that I do have, but men, I also say to myself, like, a lot of niggas is soft out here. Like,
Did you see the Tiffany Haddish clip on the Breakfast Club?
oh, the pussy one? It's
yeah,
so
that
funny.
shit is hilarious.
Oh,
Like,
no,
But it's
that's
true. You know,
good.
the ironic thing, me and my coworker, shout out to my friend Andre, we was talking about the other day. We always, because we're around a lot of gay men in the gay community, so we always talk about how women, the fetus is a woman when it first starts, and then your dick drop. That's yeah.
He's like, that's why niggas is bitches, because your pussy fell out.
No.
Is that what she said?
Yeah,
Yeah, your pussy fell out.
And she broke
That
it
is
down
mad
scientifically and
Yeah,
everything.
but in a
That
funny
shit-
way. The only way
that shit
she
was
could
Yeah,
possibly
it
do
was,
it.
y'all should watch that. 'cause
And it
it's
was
really
all
funny.
fat. She was like, "That's why y'all got nipples." And it was like,
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. Like, I can go back and forth with my friends all day, and we will get into disagreements and things. But it's always like, oh, I love you. It's never ill intentions. I go back and forth with a nigga. It's, oh, you rude. You roll this. You roll that. And I'm like, you're soft. Get it together. Like, man up. Yeah, you soft.
Vixen,
Not you.
don't clutch your pearls.
But
But
yeah.
Yeah.
Too strong. I don't know if I get too strong because I believe in not trying to be physically strong just because of the stereotypes of black women. You can ask them. That's what they laugh at. I won't pick stuff up. I act like I'm not.
Tori won't do shit, actually.
Ugh.
Tori will play up a gender role when it comes to that shit. Any other thing, she's feminist, whatever. But when it comes to, like, some gender roles, Tori's like, I'm not shoveling nothing. I'm not
I'm with you
I'm
on that
not
one, sis.
driving.
Changing the oil in
I'm
her
not
car.
changing the oil. I'm not doing none
Tori
of that
has
shit.
lost vehicles because she refuses to take care of them.
Steven's face.
No,
Okay,
I'm
it's true
like,
story.
look, you're not gonna have me being hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt, being able to pay bills and all this type of stuff, know how to cook, have a conversation with you, look cute, I guess when I want to, do all this stuff, and be out there shoveling snow with you, boy, bye. Like, you can do is shovel a little bit of snow.
Right.
But no, I don't know if I get too strong or whatever. I've gotten stubborn. Just very much like, you want to do it and really try it your way. Although, I've had an ex tell me before
He was trash.
that I'm the type of woman that has to get beat or hit. Woo!
What?
You guys know that.
You hard-headed as fuck, my nigga.
I did say he was trash, so I was right.
That's
Okay.
intense, girl.
But that's what that goes back to niggas being like real soft. It's like, why can't you verbally go
Use
back and
your
like, why
words.
can't we? Right? Why can't you use your words? Just because I can figure this
He's
situation out.
uneducated and doesn't know
And
how
let
to
me tell
communicate.
you, most of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But because I know how to put a sentence together, and because I know how to call out some shit and pick some shit off a tree, like, you're mad now, and you're stuck, and because you're stuck, you want to punch me in the face. No, go get.
So let's talk about misconception here. That was actually a highly intelligent man that told me that. That we wrote papers together
I can
and
see
had
that.
conversations together. So this goes outside of being with someone from the streets or whatever. Niggas start acting real similar
When they get that money.
when it gets down to a couple things
When it
where it's
gets
like, when it's like, oh, you're really not going to just do what I tell you to do.
That's that transfer of power I always talk about. A man in power, a man who feels like he have a lot, need a woman who's more docile. And if you even think about coming up to his level, raising your voice, he's going to put you down. And sometimes that's physical. And I feel like that's only with men who are in a position of power when it comes to, when we're talking about the educated man, when it comes to his career and being in corporate and having one of those jobs where he's the boss and he makes the rules. And he brings that attitude to his home, and he needs a wife who is very docile and timid. And yes, okay, he can't have someone who's strong, who has an opinion, who has a voice. That pisses them off.
Yeah.
So oftentimes they're gonna cheat, and they might want to hit you.
Yeah, so this goes back to the men who like women with 9 to 5s and stuff like that. A lot of times it's really hard because I don't want a nigga like that. Like sometimes I will not go after the uber professional dude because I already know what it's about to be. It's not about to be a really smart conversation, number one. Like Tori's been lucky to find like dudes who can like really have a conversation and stuff. But like dudes that I find in my career, my profession, they cannot hold a conversation with me. Or it's a dry ass conversation. And then you still want me to be docile and be meek and all that. And it's like, I don't want to do that. So then what is the alternative? Be with somebody who nobody thinks you deserve to be with.
Right.
So like where is that middle ground where I can be with somebody who can match me, but then we can still have a real dope conversation about whatever.
Right.
So with that disconnect, have y'all ever felt like y'all had to date outside of y'all race?
I have.
Yeah.
But not because of that. I'm just curious.
Then you came back.
So it had nothing to do with like a lot of feel like this, you know, black men can't match me, or the type of black man that I'm looking for can't match my like intellect and my drive and ambition. But it was just a matter of like I'll try anything.
Okay.
But these days I'm not into anything other than black men.
So I do want to distill a particular stereotype. I've never had any trouble dating or finding anybody in my life. That's not a narrative. That's not even me being arrogant. You guys know that that's very true.
That's one misconception I don't have. I'm a black woman who could find me a man.
No, I'm just saying like it's not something.
Turn her mic on.
I'm saying it's like I think that's like sometimes what the thing is, like it's so hard to find somebody. I can't speak to that. That's all.
Yes, I do remember. Like you can find, and I can't say that I've been unlucky, but I've been unlucky in so that I've been unlucky in so that I go. Okay, we're about to get real personal right now, y'all. We're about to get real deep. I go for the dude that no one thinks I deserve because I don't want certain things. So then I go for people say I go for bad men.
Okay. Stereotypical, quote unquote.
Yeah. So like and I'm stereotypically that way, I guess.
I don't have an answer.
I don't even remember.
What you mean? You part of the show too? What you talking about? You ain't got
We
no answer.
interviewing them.
Alright.
Well,
Do I have problems dating? Yes and no. I get bored very fast. I really do.
when's your birthday?
I'm an Aquarius. It's Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm 7 days after you, the 21st.
That's like you like to say. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I get bored very fast, and I like a lot of different things. And sometimes I like to date someone who's a little bit more, calmer and chill than me, because I tend to be all over the place, so I need that balance. But then sometimes they're very boring. Fucking complain a lot sometimes. Throughout my life, when it comes to dating, since I was in high school, it was always been an issue of you work too much. You don't have time for me. You're always doing something. Well, nigga, do something too.
Right, exactly. Get your hobby.
Do something too.
Yeah.
Like,
This is why they pursue the IG model.
Hobbies.
This is exactly why they pursue all them IG models, because she work at night and that's it.
She working
But you guys listen to how conflicting it is, right? You want somebody who's working and has all these businesses. Then I get all these businesses and I'm doing too much and you want me to be home. But then I'm home and you're like, get the fuck up and go do something. It's like, so when is it? When am I good?
Listen.
Just clone yourself.
Listen.
Just do what the fuck I want. That's what it is.
Let's really talk about how these men really aren't dating these models.
Right. Exactly.
Men are dating some bums. Some men are dating some bums. Like, let's be for real. You know
Sometimes
what I mean?
the model
So
is
you
a bum.
cute, but you a bum. I was just listening to Yo Gotti earlier. He said you gotta get you bad, but you gotta have some skills. You got you can't just
What
be
else?
right. So, I mean, I just want to know. We need to do a poll on niggas who you really dating.
They never
Who
gonna
y'all
be
really
honest.
dating?
They're
Like
not
who
gonna be
you have a
honest.
preference, but then it's like who are you actually going after? Who are you date? Like you know the whole thing of you like this person, but then you look at the baby mom, you're like, what's going on?
We have to disconnect.
Yeah, talk about disconnect. Yeah, it's like what I don't.
What happened?
They're not gonna be honest with
Please
stuff like
get
that.
away from me.
Working, doing what I do as a living, I'm around a whole bunch of different kinds of women. And some of the shit I see, sometimes I see their husbands or their boyfriends, and I be like, nigga, you with her? Like, you. And other times I see the woman, I'm like, bitch, you dumb. So it's
Wait,
very
because
up
like
and
based
down.
on looks or like based
on
what they.
everything.
Okay.
Based on everything, the way they look, the way they carry themselves, the way they. Some women I see, I just be like, ill. You're unkept. You're just ill. And then I look at the man like you're with this kind of woman. First physically and then mentally. This is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
It just is mind-boggling sometimes how opposites really attract. So then I wonder, are you just settling? Are you just with her because ain't nobody else around right now?
Or they have a kid
Or
together.
or
he
you
gets
just with him
complacent.
because you can't
Or
get back
he's-
with your ex? Like
He's
it's,
complacent in his life, and he has a woman that accepts his complacency.
That's what it is.
Basically.
It goes back to the
Basically.
docileness that you. I don't know what that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It goes back to the women being docile. Like, there's a certain type of woman who carries themselves a certain type of way because they will accept certain things, and I think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
There are certain men who will accept anything because what we don't talk about is the self-esteem in men too, right?
Yeah.
You sleeping around and doing all this and all that, that's something within yourself that's fucked up. It's not right. It's not cool. And I feel like right now I'm about to go on a whole different topic.
No, you're not.
I'm about to go into some shit, but I think it just goes back to everybody just needs to relax.
Sherry, shut up.
Like, everyone just needs to. We don't need to be in a rush to get anywhere, you guys. Let's just all
That's
just
true, too.
chill,
That's true. I agree with
relax, figure each other out,
You know,
and figure
Easy,
ourselves
easy.
out. That's-
people are doing stuff in like their 40s and 50s. Like I just think about people who aren't with. I'm thinking about celebrities now, right?
Mhm.
People have like whole new lives
Mhm.
from what they had from when they were in their 20s and 30s, and
Yeah.
they're with new people. People are starting whole new families. So this whole rush to be with someone, we have to relax about that. I do agree with you on that, Sherry.
So let's jump into the marriage part. What are your views on marriage? And do you think you need to be established first before you even get married?
You know, good question.
Well, established. Are you
'Cause
using your quotes a lot?
I seen like a
Everyone's different.
huge shift where a lot of women don't care about being married anymore.
I don't think it's don't care about, like, so I always tell my friends, my views on marriage is that if you don't have anything or if you don't want to get anything together, like talking about assets, I think of marriage as a business situation. That's not that you can't be in love, of course, that's all nice, and everyone knows I love love. I love being in love. I love that shit. But to me, it's a business situation. It's we now want to be family, and we want to be legally family. So if anything were to happen to me, you could take care of my business, you could take care of my money. So if you don't have anything like that, if you don't have any money to give, why are you getting married? Why are you getting married?
When you put it like that, Sherry, it makes sense. It's like, what are you doing here?
Really?
I get
I
it.
100% agree, and I say that all the time. Like, this is that's what I tell my ex. This is a business, my nigga. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm building right here for my
Right.
kids and my family.
Right,
If you're not
right,
contributing, if you're not trying to help me, if you ain't got nothing to add to this family, what's the fucking point? 'Cause I'm not
Right.
taking
Right.
care of you, and you fitting aside this prenuptial agreement because you're not getting out of my shit.
Mhm.
So we have to build together.
Right.
I feel like people look at marriage and they only see like the big ceremony and the party and everybody
Yeah.
just being
Mhm.
flashy. No, it's some real shit that go into that. I grew up around great uncles and great aunts who were married the whole time. So that's what I want. That's what I see. They build something together.
Right.
If we not building, what is the point? I
Right.
love you. I could probably love somebody else too.
Right.
Feelings change every day, but what are we doing?
Right, but
Change
what are
every
we
day.
doing?
What are we doing?
Exactly.
Right. It's not just about love and the feel goods. It's like, are
Yeah.
we really planning on building a life together? And if so, okay, let's set up the shits so that things, can be right. But
Yeah.
Like, do you like me when you hate me?
right,
You know what I'm saying?
because we still got a business to take care of.
Do
And
you
we
like
still
me
got-
when
still
you
got
can't
shit to
stay
do.
in my
The
ass?
thing is, most people don't like each other. We talk about this all the time.
Right.
Like how
Not at
like
all.
is more important than love.
Mhm.
Like, do you actually like
Do you
this
like me?
person? Like, do y'all share similar interests? Like Tori, her theory on black love is that niggas just love. Black love is just based on love, like
energy.
and chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry.
And chemistry. Like white people, they get
Uh-oh.
married, they have similar interests. They know what goals they have in, down the
Hobbies.
line.
Yeah.
We both love rock climbing, and we wanted to do this together.
She likes kale. I like kale.
love hockey,
Yeah, but
she
I
does too.
I think a lot of
Yeah,
times,
dope.
and this goes into knowing who you are. I think I think black men are going to be able to get there now. I think the door is opening for more expression and creativity about who black men are, and I think black masculinity needs to be explored more. And I think feminism tries to do that, even though people, piss on it. But overall, the idea is like you will be able to express yourself in a spectrum of ways. And I think that as soon as black men get beyond, because I think black men are more impacted by media than almost any other group on the day to
Oh,
day.
absolutely.
Like in terms of internalizing rap lyrics.
Oh yeah.
In terms of
peer
internalizing
pressure.
what women are supposed to look like, what they're supposed to be like, what they think they're supposed to look like and be like. They are way more influenced by the media, I think, than any other demographic group. And I think as a result of that, they box themselves in terms of what they want and what they need. And so then they don't even get the time to think about, who am I? What do I like to do?
Right.
And should I be with a woman that also likes to do these things? And that's why niggas don't be having nothing to talk about.
Right.
So then
What's your
men
favorite
don't
color?
even really have to.
Exactly, mad trivial shit.
Right.
And that's the thing, we talk about this all the time too. Men think they know you based on trivial shit. What's your
Right.
favorite color? Oh, I know your favorite food. Oh, I know you, but you don't really know me.
Right.
For real.
They don't know
Are
the
you
things
reading
that
my
make you tick.
scripts? Are you critiquing papers? Are you reading a book that I also am reading? Are we talking about, whatever TV shows? Like, what the fuck are we doing
Talking
here?
about, yeah.
Besides
Having sex and loving each other.
Right.
Love is easy. I don't care what nobody say. Love is mad easy. Parents do it naturally for the most part. I think love is instinctual. What is more difficult and what takes time is learning to like someone deeply and being like, you know what? I really bang with you. Like, I really bang with you. And I don't think people really bang with people that they with. I don't think people always bang with their friends. I can't speak to this all the way, but I just think that that's what happens. And so for me, anyway, marriage is just a public declaration of a long-term relationship. I don't know if I did a segue into that. This was going back to
No, I
that's
would
what
agree with
marriage is to
Victoria.
me.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, everybody, we think we're going to be together for a long time. Let's see what happens.
Let's do this.
Is that your personal view?
Y'all
or
rolling
do
the
you-
dice.
Is that your
You
personal
are.
view? Is that how you think everybody else sees it?
No, that's my personal view. I think
Okay.
most people want it to be forever. I think most people are devastated when it's not. And I think that that's why I think particularly with my parents' generation, they stayed in situations that they should not have stayed in.
Because they were too afraid to leave?
Yeah.
Embarrassed?
Yes.
They got
Embarrassed about
comfortable.
leaving, scared about leaving, thinking that they're like not living up to in the case of my family, like Christian
Yeah, I was
values.
about to say,
People-
bringing religion.
Black people care about religion like 4 times. Like Easter, Christmas, homosexuality, and marriage. Like that's like the 4 times we're super religious. And I guess what else?
And
And death.
Mm.
So it's just like marriage is like, oh, I made a covenant. Can't break that covenant. Marriage is bond. For real, it's like, okay, he cheated on you. Okay,
Right.
but
Fuck
you know,
that. Sorry.
no, it's true. It's like,
Triggered.
no, for real. People be staying in situations like it's like, Dad, you don't even really like my mom.
You don't even talk to my mom.
Y'all don't live in the
I've
same
definitely
house.
seen old ass couples and then they be bickering everywhere they go. I'm like, yo, you don't even fuck with her. Like that.
Right.
That's that old love.
Yeah, that is that.
Yeah,
love
hashtag
it's that old love
relationship
where their
relationship goals.
their
Yeah.
insults is like compliments.
Yeah.
Like they insulted each other. Like,
Right.
oh, that's just how they talk.
Yeah.
Like, you old greasy bastard.
Right.
You hungry, baby?
Right.
Stink ass me. Get off my coffee table. Yep, that's what that is. That
But black
old
people,
love.
they want that though.
Yes.
I don't.
No. People should be with people that treat them nice, okay?
Be
I
kind.
mean, nah.
Be kind. No, for real.
I
People
need
like to
some.
be with-
I
Respect
speaking
is
for
just the
someone.
minimum.
Oh, for
Respect,
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh no, we
Everybody
talk about
better
this
treat
too.
you
We
nice.
talk about like,
Well, you can be respectful
Please
but not kind.
do
Some
not think.
people are respectful but not necessarily kind. What I mean by kind is warm
Gotcha.
and friendly. Please be warm and friendly.
Genuine.
Right.
Please. I need that. I don't want to walk all over you, but I need for you to be warm and gentle and kind with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Respect
Please
is
and thank
the
you.
big deal. Yeah. people, please do not expect me to pat you on the back because you asked me how my day was, or because you respect me because you don't call me out my name. That is something that is expected. That is
that's like the Chris Rock joke.
Line.
Niggas always trying to get credit for shit they supposed to do.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Nigga, turn the lights off. Turn the fucking lights off before you get in the bed, and I gotta get out and go turn up the fucking lights. Can you do that?
Oh, babe, look.
Wait,
I washed
niggas do
the
that?
dishes today.
That shit get me
Like,
tight.
that's some shit
You
you're
done turn the
supposed to
kitchen
do.
light off? No. The fuck you ain't turn the kitchen light off? You came in bed. Now I gotta get up and do it. I'm just saying.
That's relationship stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, marriage. I do want to be married, and I would like to be married forever. I really don't want to get remarried, but I think what Tori said, as far as how most people think about marriage, is how I think about marriage. But I'm also, the older I get, I'm in no rush to get married.
Right.
But the older I get, I'm trying to figure out, and this is the time, right? Like, this goes into like the time that it takes to find a mate that you really click with, and whatever the case may be. That it's like you have to consider the business aspect of it too, and not on some corny tip either. It's like, no, it's like, I think when people hear that, they think that you're being ruthless and not compassionate about what someone's dream.
Yeah, like there's no
maybe,
genuine
or-
interest in the other person.
Yeah, it's like, no, I get that, but I think this goes back to just, we didn't really explore this, but I'm thinking of like having multiple streams of income, and you know, I'm about to get into something else different. Just know that I do want to get married. I do want to have some kids one day.
Yeah.
And I'm taking my time to get there. Thank you.
I also want to get married. I talk about this a lot, but I think I want to do things differently. I want to take my time this time around, getting to know somebody. I think I did that before, but it was more so to where, all right, well, time is ticking. We've been together how long? So what we finna do this? To where now it's kind of just like, I want to relax. I want to breathe. I want to get to know myself again, and then we can slowly get into that. Because I feel like a lot of times, especially now, with our generation, we were able to be a little bit more free, a little bit more lenient with how we learned and how we did things. So a lot of times our parents look at us like, you're 30, you're 31, you're 32, why aren't you married yet? It's like, because I actually had a fucking life when I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't really rush into that. And I think that I admire the women and the men these days who still want that old school kind of love. But want to get there when they get there.
Yeah.
And actually want to be happy.
This reminds
In
me
their
of Tracy Ellis
relationship.
Ross. Did you see her speech?
Yeah.
With
Yes.
what was that, Glamour?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Glamour magazine.
I love that speech.
Yeah.
She gave a really good one about being her age and not being married, not having kids.
Right.
And how a lot of times people ask her, like, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? Are you even dating someone? It's like, relax, fam. Get out of my uterus, please.
Right. And I have other things going on. Like, I am like
A
a fucking an
superstar.
established actress.
Right.
Okay.
But I think when people hear us talk, they're like, oh, you guys don't like, and it's like, no, we love, I think for the most part, we love being in love. We love being with
Of
people.
course.
We love being happy and in like
And
situations.
suffocating our niggas.
Yes,
and all
no,
that.
we're
we
all
love all of that.
oh, we love it. But there's also the other aspect of like we are not for the bullshit.
Right.
Like
wanna
we
maintain
have
that
gone through a
individuality.
lot, and we do not want to go through some hard fucking shit no more.
If
We're
we don't
tired.
have to.
If we don't have to, like we're
If
tired.
you don't
as
have
fuck.
to, yeah.
Love does not. I don't believe love needs to be hard.
Doesn't.
I agree.
Like everybody's like, oh yeah, if you fight with him, you know he loves you. Like, no, I'm not fighting with nobody no more. I'm tired. Tired of that shit.
My knees hurt.
Right. I want somebody I could really bang with, like Tori said. I
Right.
want somebody I could really go to the bar with, and we getting fucked up, and we going like that's the shit that I want.
I want to have fun.
Right.
wanna
Yes,
have a
I
good
want to have
time.
fun. I
People
wanna be happy.
underestimate
Yeah.
fun though. People think fun is
Tired of that.
juvenile, and that's what we
No.
talk about all the
Nah,
time.
I'm
Like,
tired of that phrase because Cam was on fucking Breakfast Club
No.
talking about I'm not having fun no more with
There's a
Juju. That's why I
difference.
broke up.
There's a difference
He
with
was
that.
being an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a difference between from what he was talking about versus what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Like, we still want to put in we're not afraid to put in the work and
Right.
the time and have fun. Cam was just like, this isn't fun anymore.
Well,
like, oh,
yeah.
this toy is no longer fun.
Right.
That's how he was.
He's a Harlem
That's how
nigga.
he was looking into it.
Harlem niggas is a different species.
I agree
Yeah.
with you on that.
That's true.
So,
Steven, when's your birthday?
No comment.
February 16th.
Oh, yay.
No comment.
Why? Is this something you want to
First of all, I was talking to Victor.
So this is for many that have we announced it? No, we haven't announced it. But this will be the last episode for the year. We're not recording for the holidays, so I wanted to ask, I guess everybody, even Vixen, I guess you could grab a mic.
Come, my friend, come. And
What
wait,
is?
not to cut you off. Vixen's birthday is coming up too, so since we're gonna be recording, everybody, you know, say happy birthday to Vixen.
Happy
birthday.
Yay!
Happy birthday.
So the question I was gonna ask was, what's one thing from 2017 that you're gonna take into 2018?
I ain't with the shit. I ain't with none of this shit. I'm coming for everybody.
You said that last year.
Everything. Cause I'm still not with the shits. And I did a really good job in 2017.
Alright, sis.
Just saying.
It is. I think for me in 2017, this might sound very cheesy, but every year I realize how important my friends and my family are. Like how important, because I think when people think of love, they only think of one type of love, what it means to be in love. And I think of, when I think of being in love, I also factor them in as well. So I think I realize how full I can feel with just them. And not that I don't need nobody, but I don't need nobody right now. I'm good with my people that are, I always say these people are obligated to me. If I call them, they gotta come. So that's what I'm taking to 2018.
I'm still thinking so.
I'm taking the drive that I've acquired. I feel like I've always been driven, but in this year, I really tapped into that. So I'm really just gonna put it into high gear into 2018. That drive. Period.
Point blank.
Facts.
Yeah.
Roger that.
I was gonna keep going, but I'm not.
I think I'm taking just taking risks. And not in the risk that everybody talks about, like quit your job and do this. Not that anything's wrong with that.
Wilding when they say that.
But like risks on all ends and being okay with like uncertainty and understanding the talents that I bring to different things and like the impact that I'm supposed to have on my community and being okay with figuring that all out. You know, I think I've traditionally been a person that's like really methodical about what my next move is, and then I think being okay with being a little bit uncertain with that and like how I'm going to transition from one thing to the next, because 2017 was a really crazy year, and so yeah, that's where I'm at. Chances, risks. Work emails. That's what I'm talking about. 9 to 5 does not even exist.
Not anymore.
2017 has been an amazing year. It's been a hard year. It's been an awakening. It's been sad. It's been happy. So in 2018, I just want to take all the strength that I acquired and be okay with not being okay, if that makes sense. I'm very much like, okay, showtime. And I turn on the person that everybody wants me to be and everybody sees me as being. But on the inside, I'm a complete fucking wreck. So I just want to be okay with being okay. And if anybody doesn't like it, I want to be able to be like, that's fine.
Right.
I'm going through a lot right now health-wise. So in 2018, I think that's going to be my year to finally just have everything together.
Right.
And be on my shit.
Yeah.
Business is doing good. I'm going back to school to get my license to make more money out here.
Congrats.
So I'm very much excited what 2018 have in store. And even though 2017 kind of like crushed me a little bit, it also gave me a little bit more push.
Right.
It put something else in me. Like, Naima, you're fucking dope. Like, relax.
Word.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna steal yours. And apply it to you.
We have to.
2018, I'm gonna be okay with not being okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's all about determination. It was like a list of stuff I wanted to do before the summer. I didn't do none of that shit because life life is real.
Right.
It's a weight.
So it's like, all right, I gotta be way more determined and way more focused for
I
next
feel
year.
you on that.
Yeah.
Same.
Because it's like you'll have this list of goals and it's like, yeah, I can accomplish this. But then you'll let one little obstacle get in the way and then that just throws everything off.
Right.
So I just want to be more determined for the next year.
Word.
We
Get
finna
to
be lit.
that.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it is.
that's what
Mad.
this sounds like.
Talking
Yeah.
mad shit for the next year.
It's gonna be wonderful.
I'm just gonna hype him up while I mind my business. All right, and I think that's it. Vixen. Vixen doesn't want to.
You don't want to jump over the table?
I have to.
That's all right. Vixen gonna tell
You can
y'all.
move the camera.
We're gonna tell
You
y'all
want me to
live.
shout? I can shout.
You wanna shout it?
I don't know.
Yo, man, loud, son.
What was that?
I'll come over. It's fine. I just gotta
Vixen
move
gonna
myself so
step
hard.
over. Vixen gonna step over here. You can have my mic.
I was not sitting on
Matrix
camera,
in
so
here.
forgive me.
You're fine. You're
This is
matching
my-
the
this is
color.
my weekend
Right, we
attire.
match the color
scheme.
scheme. You look like you're part of the group.
It's all black and white too.
You really know?
Goals for 2018, to be honest, is like I don't want to think about it too much because I think a lot of people, like especially around the New Year or whatever, they really put emphasis like 2018. I'm gonna set it up. It's gonna be lit. And I think for me, it's just like I just want to focus on the wins that I accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been telling everybody lately, like. It's time for us to stop catching L's. I am tired of catching L's.
Like that.
That's bad,
Like, you gotta dodge them like Little Kim when she does
Word.
that one set.
Fucking playing defense and shit. Like I just want to catch some W's, like for real, like
And everyone counts. Every W counts.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like we focus so much on
Celebrate
the L's that we take. Like we have to focus more on the W's and like focusing on making those happen for us. So just more W's, man, because it's enough is enough. Like enough is enough. Like we get into a point where it's like, come on, we gotta start winning, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So-
I'm still that one too.
More wins.
Tori, you need to fucking play right now.
More wins, less losses.
Facts.
So we're gonna close this episode out, and I'm very happy we had these ladies here. It was
Yes,
a dope
thank you for
ass
coming
episode.
through.
Yeah.
I love
Thank you
having
for
all
having
women in the
us.
studio.
I'm happy we liked this. I'm happy we
So
were
much
good.
fun, so much fun. And shout out to Temple. A lot of my friends went to Temple.
Wow!
See you, motherfuckers.
Yes, 08 too.
Yes, class of 08.
Yeah.
He's pre-law now. I know he's gonna be mad hype when he hears this
Oh,
episode.
Nice.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We will be back at the top of the year with more bullshit.
Yes, thank y'all for coming through. We should even congratulate ourselves. Like we never thought about doing this shit for as long. We about to be into a year and a half plus.
That's a
shout out
fact.
to
Oh,
y'all.
this takes a lot of work.
Yes, shout out to y'all.
I
Congrats.
will never forget that time I was sick at home. I had a stomach virus and I was in my living room calling in, yelling at the both of these niggas. Y'all better stop talking about me. I ain't there.
And we didn't stop.
And they did not stop. And I think Dylan even enjoyed it. And our engineers.
Oh, shout out to Dylan.
Shout out to Dylan and Zach and all our engineers in Dubway that made
Keenan,
this
Andy,
year.
everybody.
Russell,
Because
all
we
of y'all.
talk mad
man.
shit, and I don't know how they put up with us. 'Cause
I
we
really
say
don't.
the N-word like
A
95.
lot. We say it sometimes I'm like, oh my god, that makes them uncomfortable. But yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that, bro.
And shout out to all the sophisticated ignorance listeners too.
Yeah, shout out to all the guests that we've had.
Yeah, all the
this year.
podcasters that hit us up
Mandy
on
and the rest of
page.
them's actually in the other room, so shout out to them too. To Bria, everybody.
I just want to say thank you for tuning in this time and taking this ride with us. Because I honestly didn't think I would still be here this long.
I'm shocked we still come up with shit.
And
'Cause it's always like Wednesday, I'm like, yo, what we gonna talk about?
And
I
I
have
come up with
no
the most-
fucking clue.
I come
And
with
then
the most
Sunday-
ridiculous stuff ever.
And
Let's
then
talk about
by
this.
Sunday
He's
we
like,
figure it
we're
out.
not talking about that. That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
I'm glad we're not the only ones.
Yeah, I
who
was
go
like,
through
it
that.
sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we experienced the same.
So again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that stuff y'all celebrate. I don't want to offend anybody who be too sensitive these days.
Fuck 'em.
And a joyous and happy New Year. We'll see you in January. I am Naima Simone.
I'm Steven.
This has been Sophisticated Ignorance, and we out.